Hello, I'm ABX Toycat, and welcome back to another live stream on the internet. Today is Thursday. As you know, I stream every Thursday, most Thursdays, as well as the random other days on the channel. But this is the day where I make them public, so if you're watching this as your first live stream, I know it's going to be confusing. What's going on? Why has Toycat got a glass-covered end? What's going on? Why is he making a cave tunnel? But I assure you, all those questions won't be answered if you watch more today. Also, reversing a boat on Endstone takes a really long time. Pro tip, get some ice for your boat maneuvers. So hello, I'm ABX Toycat. I hope you're having a wonderful Thursday evening. I know the days of the week, and I hope that you do too. But no, yeah, Thursday is chill. Let's play some Minecraft Day. Actually, I guess every day is chill, let's play some Minecraft Day. But Thursday is when we hang out and we do it live. Because I have made this big stone tunnel. But you know what the problem with this stone tunnel is? It's just not big enough. So I've brought myself some more torches. Actually, nowhere near enough torches. I've brought some more torches. I've brought some more stone. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to make it a bigger, better, stronger tunnel than ever before. So yeah, we're going to start with the torches, then we're going to move on to the stone. Honestly, most of this live stream is going to be stone. And one of the things I like to do, just because there is a serious risk of death if I'm not paying attention, is I'm going to put a headphone in so I can make sure I'm always hearing Endermen when they're around me. Because I need to be 100% sure at every single point in time. Am I dead? No, I'm not dead. Okay, that's good. Am I dead yet? Also still not dead. Okay, that's good. So yeah, let's get back to the thing. Also, hello, I'm ABX Toycat. How is everyone doing today? I hope the answer to that question is good. Or, even better than that, I am currently not dead in a house fire. Or, currently not in a house fire. I guess you could be alive. No, I guess, yeah, I guess not all house fires are deadly. We should dispel this notion once and for all. Not everyone dies in a house fire. Some people, you know, go through slow, painful, grueling burns. Here's the crazy thing. Actually, not. I do happen to know a lot about fire safety because there's this specialist place that deals with like hazards in the home that was like really close to me as a kid, so I had to go to it. You might know what it's called, but I don't want to say what it is. But anyway, so there's this big place where they teach you about all sorts of things. And here's the craziest, like, I guess like to like drill into why you want to care about things. Like, because it's interesting, right? That one of the easiest ways to tell people why they should care about a thing is to tell them how awful their life will be if they don't. And it's not good. For adults, it's probably not a particularly smart thing, but it works especially well on children. Traumatized, like, when I watched, I think it was the Day After Tomorrow, it's a movie about climate change. I was terrified of climate change, so I was like, what if it floods tomorrow? Like, that movie, you know, like, what if... climate change is real, I hear, this movie seems to think, and also everywhere in the world will flood. And obviously, like, it's an exaggeration designed to get you thinking, or so they would say. In reality, I'm sure not that much thinking was done on the direction board. But anyway, like that movie like terrified me. And in the same way, when I went to this like course, and they teach you that like when there's a fire, you don't die from the fire. Oh no, you think you are so lucky as to you know, perish in a fire. You die from asphyxiation. Slowly but surely, more carbon monoxide enters your brain, and your thinking gets more and more foggy. Like, it's interesting because we always assume that our brain is working at full capacity. It's really hard for us to know when we're like slightly off. And one of the weird quirks of that is that you don't know you're being asphyxiated. Just something feels a bit off and you're like, it's probably nothing. And no, it's not nothing. It's a fire. And then you die. Because fires kill you. Fun fact. Also, I am subbed and I will never die in a house fire. Thank you, Anthony DeMarco. Also, thank you, Techno Gamer, for the high quality super chat to start off the day. I mean, it's no Lizzie S with her Streamlabs understands that Susan takes for... You know, I go over this every now and then, like, the interesting ramifications of, like, you know, when you tip, is it about the generosity of the tip, or is it about how much is being received on the other end? And one of the weird quirks of that is, like, YouTube kind of deliberately hides that they take 30%. Like, it's not one of those... They're not very public and forthwith about it. Like, if you want to look for it, you can find it. But when you give money, then, like, 30% of this is for us, 70% will go to the streamer. They just say, yeah, do you want to support your streamer? Which is factually correct, but it's hiding information, right? It's hiding through obscurity, I guess, maybe you could say. But, and it's like, you know, do you care about the fact... I think most people don't. I mean, clearly YouTube has a successful business model on not caring or whatever. But it's very interesting. When did he start becoming obsessed with house fires? So you see, it was a cold summer's day in 2000 and... Probably just 2001 or something. And, no, It's one of those things where, like, I heard about them all the time as a kid. Like, oh, air fryer, house fire. You know, like, it was the sort of thing where I assumed, like, wow, you're gonna hear about fires all the time. You watch movies and there's people lighting their own houses on fire. It just seemed like, it seemed like an eventuality that was happening to everyone. And then you realize there hasn't been one forever. Either house fires are a giant sham, or we're overdue a house fire. And if we're overdue a house fire, then, you know, it could be you, it could be me, it could be Alex Robertson, who, thank you very much for becoming a channel member, by the way. I hope you enjoy your stay here. No, one of the cool things about this month to me, like, you know, January got a lot of things to get some people down. But Alex was my 428. Hey, thank you, Master Meme Card. It's good to see you. We're having a good Thursday today, and nothing can stop us. Not even a house fire. You know, I've got my house fire insurance. I checked I was subscribed to IBX Toycat this morning. I mean, I'm not. See, YouTube just says you can't subscribe yourself, and it's like, but I need to, YouTube. This is essential. I was cooking some food, and now I'm scared even more. Yeah, whenever I cook with oil, I get terrified, because I'm so done with oil. Just the other day, I was like, oh, this oil is burning hot. I'll cool it down. You know the way I cool down most things? I put cold water around it. So apparently, you know, this is a useful lesson to learn sooner rather than later. You put water in oil, and because I put it in there, it like exploded repeatedly. It was like, and then like just as I thought I was done, like another giant explosion. Basically, I caused like an explosive in my kitchen, and you know that's not a phrase you should say on the internet. But Alex Robertson, thank you for becoming the 420th stream, and also thank you, Miss Lee. As a lesbian that's been watching for 3-4 years now, I do in fact love your channel. I have no idea how it's true. You know, like, actually, let's check. What is the population of lesbians? Lesbian per capita. Lesbians per capita. I feel demographics of sexual orientation. There we go. Let's work it out. So, in the United States, which is my largest single demographic, apparently 5.1% are LGBT. You know, we'll count that as, you know, it's not, but like sure. Then that is 5%, 1 in 20 women, you know, and then bear in mind women are, according to my data, like roughly. We're gonna dive deep into this today. Like it's like 1 in every 5 already. So 1 in every 50 people should be a lesbian. In the Toycat comments, it's like, wait, you're not a lesbian? It's bizarre when you find that out. Also, Tate, thank you. You are Welsh. I'm glad to hear. But no, Miss Lee, it's cool to hear that. I know it's also weird to It's always interesting when like your first interaction with someone is like, you know, like you've known about me for X amount of time, and I've known about you for Y amount of time, and the time gap difference between them, you know, like, oh yeah, you've known about the lesbian gang for all that time. Also, I keep getting to this point and then realizing like, oh, I have to do this from the other side, and then I just don't for whatever reason. Also, I keep looking at Enderman. It's a big problem I've got. Like, I've got so many torches, but like, see, it's interesting because in the end, this all looks lit up, but you can see how many Endermen are spawning, proving that it is in fact not lit up, and it's really killing my time here. We love a parasocial relationship, says Emily Fellas. You know, there's my new theory. You're right. Like, you know what they say about lesbians? They love their parasocial. They don't need. You know, I've heard actually that this is a weird quirk. Just like Toycat and his weird. Don't fall into the void, says Chunky9. I'll fall into the void. You can't stop me. I'll just throw some stuff in there, which again immediately vanished. But yeah, so I went to I went to a place where they taught you about this sort of stuff, and yeah, they like the pro tip to stop yourself dying in a fire if you wake up in one is like no one teaches you this. They just teach you like just get out of there. No, if you wake up and there's already smoke, you've got seconds to avoid that smoke getting in your lungs. So get low because smoke goes high for whatever reason. And the second pro tip is what you gotta do is you gotta block underneath the door to stop more smoke getting in, and then try and get out after you've like assess the situation. Because like it always seems like when you really think about it, right? How do so many people die in like how is there such a high fatality rate for like house fires and stuff? And it's like, oh yeah, it's because obviously. Also, thank you, DogGirl51. Apparently, subbing doesn't help with floods. Oh, I've been having there's been some bad floods where I'm at recently too. You know what? We are flood buddies. If you think about it, the floods are part of the protection from the fires. You can't have floods and fires at the same time unless it's an electrical fire. In which case, you know what? Let's just call it a day. You know that if there is a greater being, it doesn't want us alive, and let's just accept that. I was taught if there's a house fire, jump out the window as a kid. One of the things I feel bad, you know, like I don't know why. Every now and then, like a dumb lie from my childhood, like gets me. When I was younger, I wrote a story about how there was a house fire, and like I saved, like, you know, I managed to live by like falling out of my window. I was like, yeah, I fell in the gravel and it really hurt. And yeah, it was turn up the music, Toy Cat. Turn up for what? No, let's not turn up the music. Actually, I do like the music. It's not particularly inspiring though, so we're not gonna do that to you all. I do want to go get some torches. We probably need to get some. Oh god, I'm gonna get knocked off by something. It's gonna be terrible. But yeah, after you construct the tunnel, we put a minecart system or a boat and ice. See, minecart does seem more fitting in terms of like, you know, yeah, it's this sort of thing does seem. Damn it, I shouldn't have punched him. He just had given up on me. Why did I do that? I don't know. Yeah, I guess they all spawn up here and then they teleport down. That makes sense. So let's place some more torches over here. 933, 939, 945, 951. By the way, we just had a new member, but oh, it got upgraded. Funcat1, thank you for becoming a support cat on the channel. Honestly, I've said this before. One of my biggest regrets was making the cheap cat tier. I did it as a. It honestly might have been during a drunk stream. Like, let's not rule out that possibility. And the the fact that I set it at 199, it can never be changed. I can never reduce up and increase the price of the cheap cat membership. I can just delete the tier, which I think deletes all the members with it. And as a result, like oh, there's an interesting business like argument you can make that like, oh yeah, well, you know, how many people would become a different member versus how many would just say, yeah, it's not worth being a member at all. But yeah, I set the price crazy low, and I can never change it. And you know, thank you for becoming a support cat. That's like that's the tier for like, oh yeah, I want to help the toy cat out. Cheap cat's like, yeah, I just want the green name. I like the, and you know, I can't fault people for wanting that. Like on the internet, you provide a service, and you know what? If it's out there, it's out there. You know. So a rail would look really cool. I was thinking of putting a rail down on the ground, maybe, or like going across it would be cool. But I probably won't do either of those things. Maybe I could have like a minecart rail at the end here to connect to the. You know, let's not think about this too much. Your voice is out of sync. See, I don't know what sync that my voice should be in. See, I'm being funny because it's like let that sink in. People like that's one of like the worst phrases where it's like, yeah, just let that sink in. And it's like, stop using it. It's very overused. See, there's this funny there's this concept that I didn't know a word for until I was like 14, like semantic satiation. If you say a word enough, then it stops meaning the word, right? I'm lesbian. I thought you were American. But how did you get the torches from the desert end island yet? Oh god, I don't like to think about that whole nightmare, honestly. I'll never forget the time Claudia Stain Stacey became a cheap cat, and instead of thanking her, you said allowing cheap cats was your biggest regret for Claudia. I'm so nice. You know, if I'm not mistaken, when we met, she even had a, I think either I bought her a drink or she bought me a drink. And so, you know, that makes up for it, or that makes it so much worse. I'm also a lesbian who loves the channel, says PDI Carpentry. You're not carpentry. You're not, see? Just goes to show. You can imagine a stereotype as...
using Streamlabs, but I'm out and about today and the link doesn't like to work ever on my phone. Why not put both the minecart and the boat our way? Also, boat or spiral pasta.
There is a really cool idea that you could put a rail on there, but I've kind of ruined that because I've already got torches on there. So I'd have to put the minecart below the boataway or above it. Above it's going to ruin the view for the boataway, which is what I'm going to actually use. So I could put the minecart below it, but then it's just kind of there. It's not useful. You get me? There's this eternal use to me at Prugloff Mia, which is like, It's moving day for me. Also, thank you. It's all good. You know, as long as you want to use Streamlabs. As long as you know it exists, I'm happy with you using whatever service you like. I'm happy if you've been burning money, sending me a picture and being like, look, Toycat, this is what I consider to be tipping, and I like you this amount. And I'd be like, well, that's nice that you like me. You know, it's like when, you know, like one of the biggest like societal problems to me is like showing you like someone in a way that matters to you but not to them. Also, it's moving day for me. I'll be sad to miss a stream, but I want to send happy thoughts. Hey, it's okay. Wait, it's not okay. That's not the word I'm looking for. It's terrible. It will never be the same. The world is gonna be much worse for this. But I totally understand. Moving is the worst part of adult. Not even the worst part of adult life. Moving is the worst part of life. When I bought this house, I was like, I want to go through. I want to expend every option possible before moving. Also, Benefol, thank you for becoming the 429th channel member. We're having a good time, and it's because of people like you becoming channel members. Honestly, I wish I had a catchier name than channel member. You know, you became a member. But if you say a member, it's like a member of what club? The Illuminati? And it's like, well, you know, let's not go that far, but you know, you did become a member of a prestigious organization, I would say. If you could add free updates to Minecraft, what would they be? That's too big of a question, Jesus. You don't get to be like, so, in your opinion, what is the reason for the fall of Rome, the fall of the Greek society, and what's your favorite cheese? No, you get one question. Is there a way to upgrade memberships for the mobile app? Honestly, I don't actually know. You should be able to, because I always see people doing it. Like, people upgrade or downgrade all the time. So you should be able to. Why do I enjoy watching a man play stone in the end? What if it's not about the stone? What if the real tunnel is the friends that we make along the way? You ever consider that? Oh god, this is terrible. I'm gonna go back and get some torches, I reckon. It's just a... Oh wait, I've got torches with me. I've got torches with me. We don't even have to leave. I have a torch box I'm literally carrying around for this occasion. Okay, there we go. I'm just dumb and forgot about it. Also, what are your thoughts on people who always have the music turned off in Minecraft? The music's like one of the best bits of Minecraft. That's like saying, oh yeah, I watch adult movies, but only for the storyline. It's like, but you're missing but that's the worst bit, and you're getting only the, oh, like, you know, it's like, or like imagine someone who's like, yeah, I go to a steakhouse just for the, you know, lemonade. Actually, not Red Robin. It's not a steakhouse, but their lemonade is objectively better than anything else they do. You're not valid in that case, but like, I'm trying to think for, you know, okay, think about it this way. Going to a really expensive restaurant and just ordering a Coke, it's like, you know, that's the same anywhere you go, except it's more expensive here. You know, you're missing out on a key bit of the experience and also doing it all wrong. And that's how I feel about that. Because, you know, there's like, but I guess, like, actually, you know, even that, I've been trying to change my mind about, like, okay, eating it, like, I guess the idea of, like, a fancy experience, is it the right torch? It is. I've been trying to, like, I don't know, call it, like, be unelitist about this sort of thing. Because, like, one of the worst things, in my opinion, is, like, elitism in culture that we just, like, kind of stip in there. Like, oh, yeah, you're not a real Minecraft player unless you've spent 1,000 hours making a dull... Also, yeah, making a dull tunnel through the end. Unless you have an exactly perfect stone tunnel, you're not a real... You know, like, people love to create qualifiers that make people... You know, like, you're not a real lesbian unless you move in after the second date. Or whatever. See, there we go. Coming back to the topical lesbianism. But, like, people like to create... Again, it's called gatekeeping, but, like, people love gatekeeping. People love making a version of a thing that only they get. You know, like, people love to know that, like, oh, there's kind of 2 tiers to this, and you're in the bottom tier. I guess that's a natural part of society. Like, people like to feel better than other people. And, like, sometimes we want unity, sometimes we want to feel better. Like, you know, even like, if you think about education, everything is always... No one likes a system that says you passed. If something says you passed, people want to do it by the minimum amount, because what's the point? You want something that says, yeah, I did a really good job. I was the best doctor, best whatever you are. People like indicators of, you know, people like to feel unique, and a part of that is like if their hobby, you know, like if you're a stock trader right now, you're like, well, I was trading before the whole GameStop thing. I was into stocks before this stuff. I think, you know, like there's this whole interesting thing, but it's like, well, the actual thing that discerns what makes someone X, Y, or Z is this, and they meet it, you know. So it's easy to be like, oh, you don't really watch Minecraft YouTube videos because you only watch like those weird ones that are made by the YouTubers aiming at like, you know, people watching on the YouTube Kids app that, you know, want to watch some naughty videos but they can't, so they're hoping that their naughty Minecraft video will hit the spot for that toddler or whatever. You know, like technically speaking, I don't think we're in the same vein of that, but technically that is a Minecraft video. Like it's really easy to gatekeep and to assume that the other is the bad. That like they're also placing torches in the center is gonna be a whole pain in the ass. I didn't realize how bad that would be. Toycat has a demon wife now. I may not be a lesbian, but I do like eating cheddar. I don't know what that's meant to be, but I'll roll with it. Hey, thank you, Maple Demon. We have 430 members now. Thank you so much for becoming a support cat. You are the hero we need, but not the hero we deserve. You know, I've never watched that movie, and it's one of the biggest mistakes of my life, because I get like, you know, it's like one of those like memed quotes, like the hero we blah blah blah, but not the hero we blah 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 blah. Also, I didn't realize this creeper must be off center. Yeah, it is. No one will notice that. We have to torch it up on more sides though, because otherwise there's gonna be some big problems. Actually, wait, is this fine, or is there gonna be dark spots in the middle? There's gonna be dark spots in the middle, unless we torch up the sides of the creeper's face. Yeah, that works. Just one there, one there. Yep, no one would even notice the difference. That feeling when you hate the void, so you build a tunnel to avoid it. To avoid it, am I right? You gotta avoid these things. You know, actually, so you know January is the month where YouTubers stereotypically upload less. Has anyone actually been finding less content to watch during January? Because like I always hear like ho 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 ho. Because here's the funny thing, right? Like during December, everyone comes up with like Vlogmas, you know, like ooh, I'm just gonna make a video every day this December. It's gonna be the easiest type of video, and it's gonna be a series. Interestingly, ends as soon as ad rates, you know, like so stereotypically there's like more uploads happening in December, and then less in January. But has anyone actually seen fewer videos? Sorry, you know, I'm insulted at my own grammar skills here. Has anyone actually seen that? So things that are off-center in Minecraft, says Harrison Gray. Exactly, yeah. No one will even notice it. No one will even notice it. I'm pretty sure. But make it more off-center to make it look intentional. Yeah, that's a smart idea. Also, yes, I've had less content to watch. Nope, seems the same for the things I watch, says McBella. 78. Hey, good to see you, by the way. Hey, Jacob Costa. Thank you for becoming member Numbero. You know, I feel like I'm meant to be doing some Spanish here that I'm doing very badly. But thank you for becoming member number 431. It's absolutely crazy. So now we're gonna go. I've seen less from one creator. See, because I was wondering, like, you know what? I personally watch a lot of YouTube. Maybe an unhealthy amount, some could say. And I realized, like, you know what? I'm probably watching more older videos than before, but I'm not noticing, like, oh, I didn't see a video from this person or that person or whatever. Like, I know it's the same number of videos, but maybe I'm just in a weird world where it's not affecting me personally for no good reason. I don't know. What is it? Also, if I'm not lesbian, how can I like Toycat explains this Stylo Donuts? You know, I've got some bad news for you. Usually we'd wait for your doctor to come in and explain this to himself, but I think you might be a lesbian. You know, you might say, Toycat, that's not possible. You know what? It's 2021. Look, I got the year right. I know the year now. I have not made an embarrassing mistake. It's 2021, and that is in fact possible now. You're not a real lesbian unless you're subscribed to IBX Toycat. Exactly. There are some poser, you know, there's some fakes out there, you know, that claim that just because they, you know, like people of the same gender and that gender is women, that they're lesbians, and it's like, okay, but, you know, let me see your subscription to IBX Toycat. And that's when they always go, ooh, well, about that, I've been, and then Boom, it's gone. You've caught them. They're just faking it. They're just there because, you know, they want to wear the cool clothes and drink the coffee. You know, that's what it's all about. They just that's how that really works. You know, these jokes, these streams end up like more going down weird in jokes that just make less and less sense to anyone who's not already subscribed. And it's one of those things that I think like, you know, we should address that, and then I just don't, and then it just gets worse. Something I was thinking about, because, oh no, this is 5 blocks away. Oh no, it's 6. It's just this was wrong. Oh no, that is right. But, something I was thinking about recently is kind of like, so I'm, actually, you know, I'm looking at a new place right now, and, I found a place that I loved. I was like, wow, this is huge, and it's a great location, and it's like just within, you know, what I can afford. My ex-girlfriend is the one who showed me Minecraft, so it's distinctly gay to me, says Jacqueline Smith. You know, sorry to hear she's your ex-girlfriend, except not actually. You know how, like, you know whenever someone's like going for a divorce, you gotta be like, oh, I'm so sorry. It's like, no, happy she's your ex-girlfriend. She had one good thing going about her, and it's Minecraft, you know? Otherwise, it's good that she's gone. You know, we should... something I was thinking about recently, like I was in the snow, and I don't know why the snow triggered this thought on me, but some people are really happy. Like, you know, whenever you hear that someone's been with the same person since they were in school, like high school or whatever, and you're like, oh, that's so cute. And my reaction is like, not, oh, that's so cute, but like, oh, you guys are terrified of... You guys are terrified of change to like a level that is very public. Like, you know, like not being like 50 and not having a partner is like something that scares me personally, but probably shouldn't. Like, you know, it's fine. There's a dating scene out there for everyone. Also, FunCat1 says, Toycat, I have never donated this way. I would say it's a bit more complicated than Super Chat, but I know you prefer it this way, lol. Thank you very much, FunCat. I wish there was a way to integrate it into YouTube, but YouTube deliberately does not want that because YouTube does not get 30%. Like they do from tips like Adam Cox's, which is fine, by the way. I'm not trying to say I don't like it. I'm not trying to be like, ugh. I'm just saying it's a 2-tier system. Like, you know, like there are people who are really tipping Toycat, and then there are the Adam Coxes of the world paying their tax to the tyrants. Plot twist: all of Toycat wives are lesbians. Also, why don't you stream on Twitch? I'm not a fan of Twitch's business model. Like, I've said this before, like, and it's probably to my own detriment. I hate platforms that are super picky. Like, I think platforms should be platforms. They're places for you to host things and for people to find you. I hate that more and more they're like, no, we're gonna step inside and tell you what you can and can't. Your audience, like, to me, the two important things in this relationship are me and you. I value your thoughts, and I value my, you know, I value my opinions. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't value what YouTube has to, like, if YouTube doesn't want me to stream a thing, and, you know, like, they're like, oh, we're gonna, like, I don't want that. No, that's not what I'm here for. This is between me and you know, what we're streaming here today. Do I want to do something that's, you know, like, bad for that, you know, whatever, you know? And I like the platforms that interfere with you the least. YouTube right now does a great job with that. Twitch has so many bizarre rules about what you can and can't do, about, like, you have to be playing games at all times. You want to take a quick little stop break and be like, hey, let's do some Microsoft Paint. Wait, let's do some Microsoft, oh, wrong one. Let's do some Microsoft Paint. Okay, there we go. Oh, there's chat on screen. That's fun. Is that chat? Oh, that is chat. Look at that. That's fun. Oh, yeah, do I want to draw things? I'm allowed to. How about instead of making the tunnel, we just draw the tunnel? How does that sound, chat? Oh, guess what? I can do it. So what's the tunnel look like? It's like this, right? And then it's like this. And then there's going to be some grass on the bottom, like this. And then there's a nice little blue ice road going through the center. You know, I can choose to do this if I really want to. Yeah. I have freedom about what I do on my stream. Do I want to... What's another dumb thing that I can do for no good reason? Wait, let me explain. Let me explain why you should subscribe to IBX Toycat right now. So, imagine like me, you own, or live in, perhaps, a house. This is This is how houses look, trust me. Wait, we got this, we got this. There we go. Imagine you live in a house. Just like I do. And you are, wait, let's move the house. Imagine you live in a house, right? Okay, I'm gonna put the house, this is your house, chat. See, look, you see how you're over the house right now? That's because it's your house. So you're living in a house, and you're worried because you've heard that even though house fires happen a lot, you've never seen them near you. So you're worried your house is gonna be on fire. Wait, let's try that again. Let's try like, oh no, the house is on fire, and then it's got like a little orange line in it because that's how fires work. Yeah, look how scary the house is. Thank you, Smokey, for the £4.20 high quality. See, your house is gonna go up in smokes or up in smoky, but you know how you can avoid that? You subscribe to this guy right over here. Wait, let's do this. Subscribe. Yeah, we're gonna make this bigger though, like much bigger. Yeah, that's what you do. Here's. Do you wanna wait? Let's put a little X through this now to indicate that's not what happens. Oh, it has to be bigger than that. You know, this we did our best. Oh wait, we'll use a star. You know, you don't want this, do you? Okay, that's awful too. You want no house fires? Then you gotta subscribe to IBX Toycat. See, I can do this if I want to, without being like, oh, you're kind of off topic for the game that you're on. Could you please switch back, or we're gonna have to Twitch strike you. Ooh, did you say a word that we don't like? You know, in our West Coast based firm, where we have. Ooh, sorry. We have an allowed list of words, and we're gonna be enforcing those on you because it's not your sense of right and wrong or your audience's sense of right and wrong. You know, they can't just choose to watch someone else. We're gonna kick you off the platform for that because you know we don't want that to be on our platform. Call us virgins. Anyway, so Alternative Toycat recreating memes from 2015. Is there a meme from 2015 involving Microsoft Paint or houses burning down? If so, I don't know. Accidentally libertarian. It's one of those it's one of those things, right? I think everyone should have the opinion. I think everyone who doesn't have this opinion, like, because when you're young, you realize like, oh, there are some people who want to interfere in your personal life, like. You know, like, for instance, there are some people who say to you, the IBX Toycat viewer, who is statistically a lesbian, apparently, they say, you know what, you cannot be. Just, you have a house? Must be nice, Lamau. I do have a house. It is nice when it's not on fire, because I'm subscribed to IBX Toycat. You can see my house tour if you want to see, if you want to judge. Like, it's very far away from things, but in exchange for being far away from things, it's, like, big. But I'm making the opposite trade-off now. I'm trying to get like a medium... It's not even big, actually. I realize my house is tiny compared to Americans and even tiny compared to the UK. It's far away from things, and it's medium... It's small to medium-sized, but I can live here, and someone doesn't want money from me every month. Except the bank, actually. But, like, you know, there are people in society who say to you, no, you and your female friend, you might have decided for yourself that you would like to... you know, like have you might think that being in a relationship is okay. I've decided it's not okay to me, and that's what's important here. So sorry, no more lesbian relationship for you because I don't. And it's like when you know you look at that and you're like, well, that's just someone trying to control other people. That's a controlling type of behavior that for some reason is a whole group of people's politics. And you're like, ah, yeah, that's no bueno. And so, you know, then you learn, oh yeah, we should let people do what they want. Because people don't choose to do things that are bad for themselves if they believe them to be bad for themselves. Most people are pretty... Like, the best person at working out if something is a good idea for them, or indeed people they love, is themselves. And so then you realize that. You're like, oh, yeah, we shouldn't have people who even have the ability to tell. Like, that's not a power we should have out there. We shouldn't have some moral... Because, you know, eventually you'll do something that is outside the norms from society. Who knows what it is? Maybe the way you build your Minecraft tunnels. Maybe it's... You know, there's something you do that's abnormal in a way that other people don't like. And if they have the power to exert force on you over that, it's no bueno. And so, I think that we're reaching that same stage, but with tech platforms. And just because I agree with some of the things they're doing, it doesn't mean I agree with the fact that they have the right to do it at all. You know? Just because something's on your side, just because you're winning a battle. You know, like, for instance, like World War II, Toy Cat design idea. You should add weeping vines to the top of your tunnel. Oh, that is a fun idea, actually. Make it, like, Nevery, even though it makes no sense. But, like, you know, like, everyone agrees, I hope, that even, like, using nuclear weapons on Japan, even though Japan was the bad guys, and even though it meant that the people that you probably think were less bad guys, maybe even good, won that war, it still was horrendous that they had the ability to obliterate an entire city. It's like, oh, that's bad. Turns out, nuclear weapons being dropped on a civilian population, not a fan. Don't like, don't want. That it's not the fact, just because it achieved an outcome you probably were better with, like, oh, if they'd have dropped a nuclear bomb on Germany, I think about all the lives that could be saved. But no, don't think about the lives that could be saved. Think about the fact that by giving that power out there, you have then, you know, it's, you might have agreed with it in that case, but imagine the opposite. Imagine if it had been just considered like, oh yeah, nukes are just okay in war. And it kind of is. Like, there are treaties against it, but there's, you know, like, for the most part, like, you can't gain new weapons. The countries with weapons hold the right to just use them however they want, and they kind of need to for mutually assured destruction. But you should be like, yeah, we shouldn't really be using those unless we're attacked first. That should be like the whole, yeah, never, only as a method to prevent them being used against you. Like, it should never be like but imagine all the oil we could have if we just dropped one over here. It's like, no, not an okay argument. Anyway, so what I'm trying to say is, like, just because you agree with the rules that Twitch might have, just because you agree with the rules that Twitter might have, and you really shouldn't, like, there's something in there that you'll find not liking, you know, just because they banned an account that you dislike. I was a member for 2 months, but renewed my membership. I missed the last few streams because my brother's been in a coma, but good luck. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Jacob. I hope that he is... Actually, not. Being in a coma right now, like, I'm not saying being in a coma is good, and I'm not saying... I do hope for his recovery, but, like, if you were going to be in a coma, now would be the best time, right? Right? Like, just, you chill in there, you wake up and you're like, oh, you know, actually, this is a poor taste joke. Why? What? That was not a joke. I am going to back down from that position. But, I think... It is, I think the power, I think the question should not always be like, oh, does it result in a favorable outcome? It should be, was the due process followed? The process is so much more important than the result to me. Like, making sure that you follow a fair, you know, like, if, you know, for instance, when police know someone did a crime, like, we all know that, insert famous police case here, the person actually did the thing they were accused of.
Huzzah. My lunch break hath allowed for viewing of Long Boy Tunnel. Hello, Toy Cat. Hope all is well, smile.
Hello, Michelle Owo. It's good to see you again. I remember I spotted you last week on the first stream, or the day after the last stream. I think you missed it, actually. I spotted you recently, and now I spot you again. Because is it spotting you if you come to my attention? You know what? This is going terribly. Let's start again. My name's Andrew. How are you doing today? Yeah, I hope all is well, and I hope that everything's wonderful. Also, will you fool if you fool? I will not fool. But if you look what we can do to Enderman. There's something just so beautiful about that. No, it's good to see you, Michelle Owo. I hope all is well in the Michelle Owo land off the middle United States. I don't know why, I always just assumed you lived in Vegas, even though that makes no sense, because that's where I lived at the time. Anyway, I'm glad you can watch the Long Boy Tunnel. It's gonna be, I don't know how big at the end, but I'm hoping it like actually feels long. We're coming as close to the end as we can like physically get almost, and I'm still like, is it long enough? And that's the question we should have. Anyway, so I'm not saying being in a coma good. Oh no, where is this going? I mean, like, if you had to pick a year of your life to skip, you know, it's like, you get me? If you had to pick a year of your life that was gonna be gone. I'm just saying, you know, it's at least, you know, why am I doing this? I'm doubling down. I'm doubling down on the bad thing. Anyway, but like, yeah, everyone agrees that like, for instance, like, even if police know that someone did a thing, it's easy to just say, we know it, why can't we just lock them up and work out the how later? But almost everyone agrees that, like, well, that's a real can of worms you're opening. Because like once you create the once you set the precedent that's okay for people that you're pretty sure did it but you can't prove. Like oh god, you need to have there needs to be an actual also, am I streaming? Huh. A lot of people say it no, and then my chat froze. Huh. Say pineapples if we're streaming. Pineapples is a good fruit. Lets everyone know that we're here and we're alive. You know, YouTube seems to think we're live. This has been one of the best years of my life. I would say, like, food-wise, this has been the best year of my life. But because it's so good food-wise, I haven't been able to balance it out with any exercise because like, all the exercise that I like to do just hasn't been accessible for some reason or another. I don't know what's happened this year. Something that makes exercise bad. And you know, something you know, it's something that makes exercise bad, but also makes it illegal to use anything but delivery services. Oh god, delivery services and Amazon. I've just got like the hugest subsidy from like world governments. Like, you know what? Only use these guys. It's got our official seal of approval. My chat's being laggy. I think YouTube servers are having issues then. I thought it was me, and then I checked, and like we dropped 24 frames this stream. But otherwise, YouTube's got my video just fine, but I think the chat is having problems. Which is hilarious to me that like a site as big as YouTube, like multi-billion-dollar company, has issues. So if you're having chat issues, whatever, we can continue. You know what? Chat's the worst bit of the stream anyway. Hate you anyway, chat. Just kidding. I love you. Please love me back. I'm here to be a dancing monkey for your affection. Anyway, so yeah, I think just because you think something was okay, it doesn't mean you need to. Just because something achieved the good outcome, you can also be unhappy with the process that was followed. Like, here's the most interesting thing to me on the COVID thing, right? Because of basically to stop, like certain changes are restricted in Sweden. Like they literally no government can implement them unless it is a wartime and they can prove it. And you know, like it was not a war this last year. It was a pandemic, which maybe was bad, and maybe in future they'll update their system. But there wasn't a war this year. Also, coming from a drug overdose, he woke up last night. Hey, I'm happy to hear he woke up. I'm sorry if those thoughts were insensitive, and I hope that they weren't. There we go, nailed it. Back on form. What do you plan to do instead of building in old worlds? You know, lots of good questions. But I have a good idea. I don't know any server providers, but if you do make a server for a video of a plugin still called Geyser, it would be fun. I have my next server is gonna be Bedrock. I've got an actual server lined up and everything. I haven't finalized the details of it yet. I do have a URL, but I won't share it right now, obviously. But I got an actual URL for the server, like a really fun one, in my opinion. So, you know, it's happening. There's lots of things that are slowly happening. The world is moving forwards, and everything is okay. Okay, so yeah, in the same way that we all agree, like, yeah, maybe someone shouldn't have the right to tell me what I do in my bedroom. I also think, like, well, we should also minimize where else they can, like, you know, like, should they be able to tell you what groceries you buy? I mean, maybe they, like, I think nudging is a much better idea. Like, you know, you want people to buy avocados more, you know, make them slightly cheaper. How do you do that? You can use subsidies, you can tax all the other, you know, like, you got lots of different ways you can nudge people into a direction or another. But you shouldn't say, oh yeah, you buy avocados or we'll arrest you. And it's like, well, or buy avocado, or the other way. Because it's like, well, there's lots of trade-offs in life, and usually, you know, like, there are lots of things that you don't have to, like, if you made it illegal for me not to, I don't know, burn my hand, it's like, well, that's not going to factor into my decision not to do it. If you make it legal to murder people, not going to factor into my decision about not doing it. Also, thank you very much, Jasupa. Do you think we're in a dream where you're streaming and you actually die in a house fire in the real world? Thank you, Jazzbirds, for becoming the 432nd channel member. Really appreciate you joining the club. I hope you have a great time. Enjoy your big... I don't watch Toycat streams for sensitivity, says Jacob Caster. Okay, The guilt is absolved. The guilt is absolved. Okay, let's double down on this one now. No, I've done that once in real life where someone's like, oh, it's okay. I like that you're like insensitive about these things. I told you about this because I want like a real perspective. And then I'm like, well, and I said something horrific. And they're like, actually, I think you went too far there. I think I think you should stop. And I was like, oops. I flew too close to the sun. And I've died. Also, how do you have great internet? Haha. Do you know a good provider for broadband for high-speed internet like yours? Moving out to my own flat soon. Okay, so I'm also moving, and I only checked this so like I found my dream place. It's in a good area. It's like huge. It's right in the center of London, effectively. If you know London, it's like border of Zone 1, Zone 2. So it's really, really close. But then I checked, and for some reason, this whole area has terrible internet. It has like an average speed of like 3 megabits across the area. And so there are certain areas where you just can't get good internet. You need to check before you move in. There's a Google like broadband postcode checker. You can see the average speed for a postcode as well as what options are available. Because sometimes the average is low because people just aren't paying for good stuff. But like there are lots of despite being the center of London, the technical capital of the United Kingdom, as well as the actual capital, you know, in terms of not technology. And there's not good internet there because they just didn't bother building an exchange and they just worked out that it's not worth their while for how many people live there now, like 30,000 or something. And so there's just this tiny area that it's my dream. I really like the area. I got really hyped about living there. And it's like, oh, can't live there because, as it turns out, no internet. Or you can spend like a few thousand digging it. But if you basically, most people aren't going to choose to do that, I imagine. If you hear like, yep. So you can look before you move in. It's called like postcode. Just Google broadband postcode checker in the UK. As long as you're somewhere where you've got Virgin, let's just say fiber. Virgin has the fastest form of fiber in my experience. But if you're somewhere that has Virgin, you can get like 500 download, 30, like good enough internet that you stream and it doesn't take away your internet. And again, I have learned the hard way how many places have wait, what's the word? Piss poor internet. Piss poor. So London grosses jazzbirds. Actually, you know, I think you'll find greatest city in the world. I've done a lot of traveling to confirm that you know, I would love to find a place that was better and cheaper than London. Still haven't done it. I've been looking, been on the lookout. I've been ecstatically looking for somewhere. What are the speeds you get yourself, says Haunted Zombie? I get 500 down. Actually, I think I get 300 down, 30 up here. But in reality, it's more like 100 something. But like, no one's complaining about 100 something download. So I don't call them up on it. I really should start. But I don't because it works. Which is, you know, maybe that's like what I should do. Is fiber a thing there? Yeah, like according to my search, like half of the UK is on fiber. Like half the UK is crazy fast internet, half the UK is crazy slow internet, and you don't know if it's your area or not. Like there's no, like the fact that London itself, it's hit or miss whether you have it. Like my friends who live in London don't have fiber. The fact that it's hit or miss even in like such a big city shows that it's kind of like random who has it and who doesn't. Would you ever consider doing an Among Us stream with subscribers or members? Hear my text, says Django, not Mango. I have considered doing like another member event because, you know, like we've got a lot of new member faces, and I don't do regular member events because I think that's a lot of like stress, pressure. Like I don't want to advertise it as being a benefit because, like, you know, same with servers, right? Like I'm not going to advertise that as being a main benefit because otherwise people will ask for it. I think it's more fun when things are just surprise, like it's done. That's, you know, even like giving a streaming schedule is hard for me. Like I hate when people expect something because best case you disappoint them. Oh, wait, worst case you best case they're satiated normally. Worst case you've disappointed someone a lot, and that's the worst. Disappointing people is a bad thing. No one wants to disappoint people, except bad people. You know, you want to disappoint people, you are bad. You've heard it from me first. So 987, and then we'll just go out all the way to 1,000 here, so we can get the torches. Place down as required. Okay, there we go. Nice. So download at least 100. Yeah. No. So here's the thing. So download is not required for YouTube at all. Really, you need upload, but no one advertises their upload speed because only YouTubers streamers and like torrenters need that, and like it's seen as like it's got this like really big piracy contingency to it. So a lot of people are like, yeah, we're just not going to publish those speeds. So it's usually terribly slow, and I know it's a whole thing. So Toycat, what are the essential elements for an early game survival world? It's been so long since I played early game Minecraft that I think I'd be guessing. You know, my guess is as good as yours. Like, when I start a new Minecraft world, I'm always like, okay, the first thing you need is like, you need a stable source of food. It needs to be stable, so you need like, you know, like, have a cow farm, have a wheat farm, have a potato farm, like, pick a source of food. Ideally, it should be pigs or cows, but you can just find whatever's nearby. Second thing you need after you start a world, I'd say like, okay, cows, makes sense. Pigs, something like that. You got food sorted. Now you need some sustainable source of blocks. Like, are you going for, you know, I guess wood, so you can, like, you need a source of blocks for whatever you're going to build, like your house or whatever else. Then you need some proper nether system that hooks you up to like your base, as well as the end portal. Like, those are the two things you should link first. Everything else can come afterwards, but like that's kind of fine. A lot of European cities are at least as good as London. Yeah, exactly. There are like, people like to rag on Eastern Europe, but I think it's Romania has like fiber broadband across the whole, like they have insane internet speeds across the country because they already had connections across like giant apartment buildings for LAN or something. I've looked into it. It's a fascinating story. Please stop popping in my notifications. It's 11 PM, goddammit, says Moprosaw Gaming. Let's be honest. You were looking at YouTube subscriptions because you wanted to see this. Also, Alpha-X, thank you for the £2. Toycat, most broadband postcode checkers are garbage. If you really like a place, check the individual providers. Oh, yeah, okay, you know, Alpha-X, I would like to clarify. Thank you for almost like, I appreciate you saying, like, that's the sort of tip that could have saved me, so I appreciate you saying it anyway, because I agree, like, they only tell you the generic, oh, I lost a block of stone. They tell you the generic details, but you're going to be missing out on the finer picture. So I check, I literally do check Virgin and Hyperoptic specifically. And if neither one of them are served, it's like, well, then this place is worthless to me. Because, like, here's the interesting thing. The areas I've been looking at, like, it is, again, it's London. It's in the center of London, like, I don't know, a mile and a half out or something. And it's like, no, not even good 4G. It's like 3 megabytes. It's like, how does internet exist this bad, this close to all the things? And it's a reminder that, like, yeah, it's one of those things that just sounds like it should be there, and you don't realize you need it till it's not. Because even, like, at a certain level of bad internet, it doesn't just affect people like me. It affects everyone. Again, I've said this before. Internet is a utility more important to me than water. You can buy water from the store. You know, water is a resource that taps is nice, but like whatever. I can poop in my garden. I can go to the store to buy water. Don't need water. Internet though, you know, like if I don't have decent internet, then I'm dead. Every part of my day is gone. And even when I'm not making videos, it's like, okay, I'll just play a game of Hearthstone. Oh, can't play multiplayer games without internet. Oh, it's okay. I'll just check the. Not gonna read a newspaper. You know, it's 2020, COVID times. Can't be reading newspapers. That's bad, you know. There's paper there. It's got germs on or something. Yeah, I think also internet access in remote areas is an economic mobility and education issue. Yeah, exactly. Internet. There's a certain level of internet that's just required to be a functional person. Like I've said this so many times. If I didn't have internet when I was younger, I wouldn't have been like literally the internet single-handedly, like I'm not talking about YouTube, I'm talking about all the other things in my life, single-handedly took me from being in a situation where I had no money. Like, not like, oh yeah, you have like me personally had no money. It was always like, oh yeah, better hope that there's enough money with my mother this week to buy whatever, to, you know, where we are now, where I'm like, ooh, well, I want to live near the center of London, but the internet's just a problem, and I don't want to pay the thousands to your line. I mean, if I really had to, you know, like, internet is such a... The internet has all of the world's information, as well as a lot of the world's access to economic opportunities. As well as, let's be honest, it has lots of fun. You know what? I play games on the internet. I downloaded Minecraft on the internet. It's a crazy thing. I think it can, again. I think the COVID thing like shows this, but it's definitely always been true. It's just now people are thinking about it because I guess not got much else to do, especially if you don't have internet. Anyway, internet changed my life, and it's definitely one of the biggest impacts I've had, says Shravia. Oh god. Yeah, the internet has single-handedly been the biggest. I think I've said this before, but like computers and the internet are the biggest like multipliers of what a human can do that has ever happened in history. Like, you know, like that there was a similar when we started having tools to help one human farm more grain, that led to a huge increase in what humans could do, because now one person could farm the amount of grain that like 5 people could do before or whatever. And that's big, that's huge. But now we have tools where one person can make a program that previously hundreds of human beings worked on, and he can be a teenager doing it in his spare time. So zero workers can replace 100, which sounds always bad because you're like, but those are jobs. But like, jobs aren't the valuable thing. The valuable thing is like, you know, the now it's cheaper for the anyway. There's a lot of interesting arguments you could probably have about that about how like, well, actually maybe it's better we don't have the internet then, because then people can keep their jobs. We can keep being worse at doing things. You know, it's funny, right? Like there's a lot of when self-checkout machines were first being common, people were like, oh, the supermarkets are trying to replace people. And now whenever you go to the supermarket, and actually the worst one is McDonald's, when you go there and it's like, there's only people. I despise that. I'd say I've got like a 20% rate of just walking out of McDonald's if I see no touchscreens, because I'm like, I don't want to look at the menu while a person looks at me, waits for me to say a thing, and then I've got like 15 seconds to come up with an order. What if I want more than 15 seconds? What if I decide I don't want something? Do I just go, actually, never mind then? No, this is terrible. This is a tragedy. This is the worst. Social media is the downfall of society. I think, like, I want to be the grumpy old man who says social media is gonna be one of the things that literally does bring us down as a society. I want to be the grumpy old dude who says that. But I think what is far more true is we previously were grouped by geographic reasons, you know, like you were close to people because they were physically close to you. The people who influenced you the most were people like, think about teachers, right? The people who taught you most were the people who were in the same building as you. Now you can learn about like lesbians and coffee from you can learn about that from your dude on the internet while he places some stone. Like, and I'm just one guy. The fact that I can reach 1,000 people. Wait, let's check the number. 1,209 people right now. Let's assume 100 people just turned off their computer. They're just like, oops. They're listening. You know, they're not looking, but I'm reaching 1,200 people right now with this. But that's not like, that's not like 1,200 people in a room. There's 1,200 people all over the world who otherwise would have liked to see something like this, I hope. But otherwise wouldn't have, right? Also, I think we finished. Hey! Now we just have to build around the pathway, I guess. Also, the Fusion Warrior, are you going to paint the inner walls like the parkour map you reviewed did? I'm not Welsh, but I'm roughly 1/4 Scots. See, Scots is a really interesting one, because like, when it comes to Americans especially, which you are based on your $sign, the idea of Scots gets a bit jumbled and mumbled, perhaps. But that's a subject for another day. Oh, this is terrifying. So yeah, let's build the pathway that our grass is going to take. We don't have grass right now, but we can get grass easily. So I think it's 4 blocks, and then after 4 blocks, it goes out, right? So looks something like this, and then it's 3 blocks. Easy to do. And then it's, oh god, I don't know how any of this works, honestly. And then it's 3 blocks here, and then we go out. Yep, that sounds correct. And then 1, 2, 3, and then after 3 blocks we come in, or is it meant to be after? Oh, after these 3 blocks we come in. Easy said, easy done. Oh, wait, that's not correct. Gonna lose a stone block forever again. Oh, no, I'm not. That's nice. So, oh gosh, the stream's been going on for an hour now. I can't believe it took an hour. So, like, 5 hours to finish the whole thing. But we're here now. Oh, so I just made the same mistake. The exact same mistake. Also, how are Endermen still spawning here? Okay, let's go down the tunnel. Let's make sure we didn't miss something. Did the Enderman spawn naturally, or was it something I did? How do you think the Enderman spawned, chat? Where's he coming from? Oh, I haven't placed torches over there. There's like one corner that is untorched. I'm done. Do you agree that memes should be used to teach history? Says Onyx Dolphin. Probably not. I think, okay, you know, memes are an interesting thing because the moment they're utilized for education or whatever, they become worthless. Like they're like a form of slang. They work because you know it's like informal. Once you try to formalize something informal, that lag was terrible. Trying to informalize formal things doesn't usually work. It just makes I don't know, it kind of like ruins the effect. You don't, that's my personal opinion. I really think a lot of the solution to like learning about things is like give people time to encourage them to learn for themselves and things will go well. Oh no, the Enderman did decide to go slap IBX Toycat. Exactly. I've never even been to the end in Minecraft, says Diane Scott. You are missing out, Diane Scott. Let me tell you. Okay, let's ride the boat now. Let's see how long the journey actually takes on boat. It's going to be crazy short, but that's half the fun. And let's also see if all the Endermen despawn. So we'll go all the way around to hit. Spin around, and let's go. So this is my stone tunnel in the end. Personally, I like this. If you don't like it, then, you know, that's a valid opinion. But let's see it. Oh god, that little stone block ways throws me off. It kind of loads in, that's fun. And there are no Endermen. The Enderman issue is finally gone. That's beautiful. And then just for safety, I'm going to place like a stopping block there. There we go. And just so we know, because I feel like you can't ride a boat off the edge here, but I've never checked. And I don't really want to while my life is on the line. Make it longer, says Buoy Rooty. You know what? People are never satisfied. Actually, let's try and make it like a round distance long then. Because right now it goes to 1,000. And that's pretty round. But let's try and make it a little bit of a rounder distance. So let's see when it starts. I'm going to guess it starts around 850. The loading in was satisfying. There's something nice about, like, you don't even know how long it's going to be. So right now it starts at 864. So we'll go to 1,014 blocks. Can we even make it there? We'll go to 1,004 and then to 1,014 blocks. Actually, what's a better number? Like, rather than 150 blocks exactly, 148. Oh god, 144. I don't know, but let's do this. Anyway, so also what we're gonna do is we're gonna place some coal ore. I've got a shulker box filled with just 2 bits of coal ore for some reason, and I do intend to use it. Oh, I really am almost out of stone though. Yeah, I think 4 blocks might be the most ambitious target I can make today. Sadly, it has to be said. I like long things. I had to. High quality, 10 out of 10. Who else has only watched him symbol off? I'm impressed that I haven't yet. I am very proud of myself. Would like us all to take a clap for Toycat. Not even falling off the end. Like we all expect him to do. What device do you play on while traveling, says So Sibs. I know this is controversial because there's a lot of people who follow me who play the Switch version. I can't do that to myself. It is a form of torture that I just am not able to deal with. So we're going to have coal go every 6 blocks. It should be like something less than every 6, but I kind of like that it's a dumb frequency. It should probably be offset with, whatever. We can make it like every 6 for like a while, and then it switches sides for no reason. Screw it, yeah. And it switches sides here, and it goes on the other side. Because, you know, it makes as much sense as about anything else I've been doing. Oh god, gotta break a block there too. Definitely didn't have to break those blocks, just chose to. Also, thank you so much for the tip. Thank you so much for the tip, Davey Man. Wait, Davey Man. What's your favorite Ninjago season? Oh no, I regret that. Also, Rupert Cook, I missed your message. I've been sub for 3 years, but I still feel new. I think the interesting thing about like a channel like this is because we've been going since the Xbox. Like, there's this like old era, like this. It's almost like the black and white era of the Toy Cat channel, where it's like, oh yeah, that used to be a thing. I think 3 to 4 years is so, like, even though I know you're like saying feel, you're not saying objectively it is, but 3 to 4 years is like a very old subscriber. I like we did a check recently because of the Q&A Saturday video. I was like, yeah, just let me know if you you know let me know if you want to see how long you've been subscribed. Very few people are at 3 years. Every now and then I'd find like a 5 years, but the longest I found was I think 6. Like, it's very rare to find someone who's been subscribed for a really long time. Because something about YouTube that people don't think about as a viewer, when you watch a YouTuber, you assume that most people continue watching, you know, probably forever until they choose to unsubscribe. No, the way it's like friendships. They don't end because you choose for them to end. It ends because you just one day stop. As tragic as that may seem. Like, people just stop watching a YouTube one day, forget about it, maybe even. And, okay, let's place some coal over here now. So, you know, they stop watching one day, and then it's kind of done. You never formally unsubscribe. You never go to your friend, you know what, I think we've had a good run here, but I just don't think this friendship is working out. You know, we're just not talking anymore. So let's just cancel it. Let's just admit we're not friends. You never say that. You go, oh yeah, it's good to see you again. What was the name? Brendan? Yeah, no, I remember because we did that thing with the factory together. Oh yeah, you remember the factory. Yeah, that was 5 years ago. Nothing since. Oh yeah. So the web, you know, like you change and you diverge as people. Like the people assume if a YouTube, like, let's say that every video gets 1,000 views, you'll assume that the same 1,000 people are watching each video and like, oh, 10,000 subscribers, 1,000 views, wow, you suck, or whatever the usual orthodoxy is. But the interesting thing to me is that like every viewer, in the same way, like every time you have a conversation with a friend, it might be the last conversation you ever have. Every single time you watch a YouTube video, it might be the last YouTube video you see from that YouTuber. That might be the time where you're like, yeah, I'm kind of good. Also, how long is this world now? Says Dig to Oz. How long is this world? How big is the world? How long until it's coming out? It's coming out on the 2nd of February. Wow, you can pick it up on the Minecraft Marketplace nearest you. But it's coming out on the 2nd of February, and it's 900 megabytes, but it's been shaved down a lot for that. And in case you meant this tunnel, then it's 140 blocks. There we go. I think I covered every question you could have asked there. Thank you for the tip. I appreciate. I like money. I'm a very money-motivated individual. Because, you know, that's what growing up without money will do to you. You'll realize the value that it has. Like, people who think that money's just like, oh, it's just a thing, man. Like, I hate how people are, like, so obsessed with money and, like, they always want to get more of it. Like, it's just paper, man. It's like, imagine being so... you know, people say the word privilege, but, like, so privileged that, like, you don't even realize that, like, money is not a thing that just comes in infinite quantities because you know, it doesn't just appear because you want it. It's like, man, that's nice. It's nice that people can be in that boat to me. You know, some people see that and they're like, oh yeah, well that's how everyone should be. And yeah, sorry, some people see that and it's like, oh, that's disgusting. To me, that's like, well, that's cool that anyone can be at that level. Anyway, so I think money is not just paper. Exactly, it's made from cotton. I'm glad you understand, Hexatron. Glad you understand. Oh, I think we found the end. Or the end for now. I guess it has to go back to the center. So we can't end it here at the very least. We could end it here. Yeah, if we do 3 more blocks, then it ends in a round place. So there's an idea. Just do 3 more blocks in every direction. Also, why are you building this? Says Jack. Thank you for the £1.14. Why am I building it? You know, it's a good question, isn't it? It's one of the questions for the ages. Why does anyone do anything anyway, man? No, I'm building it because I wanted to make my end journey a little bit more exciting. And I thought, like, you know what? It's a bit like an overworld, but in the end, I think it's that at least. I'm going to get some cows in here afterwards, I think. I don't know for sure if I'm going to do that, but that's an idea that I've had for a while. Where did those Endermen spawn? Because they teleported over there, so... You know, we'll think about that later. Yeah, we have to go at least one more block so we can have another torch. I'm realizing now. One more block. Because that way we can actually light it up effectively everywhere. Which is the most important thing. When you really think about it. Ooh, it's so nerve-wracking jumping over this gap. Like, ooh, ooh, ooh. Next, make an ore island next to the ore island, and make an ore island next to make an island. Oh, you're not okay. I get the point. You want me to make an ore island? I think that actually is a fun idea on the way to here. I don't know what ore to make it out of. It'd probably be like lame ore, like, you know, redstone. Who wants redstone ore? No one wants redstone ore. That's the answer. Pat Merriman, my ex-friends do the whole fake, oh yeah, good to see you, we should get together real soon, and then just never do, or just ghost me. No, I think everyone does that. Like, it's just the default, like, I used to think, like, yeah, everyone just believes it. Everyone just, you know, like, is saying it so fakely. I think people really do think it, but there's just... It's like, when you're in the moment, of course you think it. When I'm eating a Big Mac, I want the experience to never end. I'm like, oh, please don't deliver, you know, please don't make me have to deal with the lack of no food after this. Right now, I'm enjoying Big Mac. I'm not thinking about the, you know, the 600 calories I just put in my body. I'm not thinking about the long-term consequences. I'm thinking about this moment and how I'm enjoying a Big Mac inside of it. And then as soon as it's done, I'm like, oh, yeah. Actually, you know what? Probably isn't a great idea to being a Big Mac right now. But it's too late by then. It is... The time has passed for deliberation. And I think in the moment, everyone's like, yeah, this is great. I missed this. I should have done this a long time ago. And then you're like, oh, yeah, well, it is a great idea, but also I have so many other things. Because, you know, humans... I think especially the older you get, the more things stack up on your plate. Like, you know, like, having a house seems great. Having a flat, you know, like, Haunting Zombies getting a flat. Super proud, by the way. Hope it's a nice flat. I guess, actually, wait, proud's not the right word. Happy, excited. But, you know, actually, I'm proud of you. You're not moving place. Always an exciting experience. It's scary, you know, moving's one of the worst things in life, as we've already discussed. But, you know, like, it's like you want to do it so much in the moment, but like things just stack up. Like, oh yeah, gotta clean that house, gotta go to work for X number of hours a week. You know, fitness. Oh yeah, I've been meaning to go for more runs. Oh, I gotta spend more time with the you know the girlfriend wife thing, or boyfriend husband thing. You know what? Everyone's here is a lesbian. The girlfriend wife thing. Also, thank you so much, Kristen Maynard, for becoming a support cat. Thank you so much. I love your. Is that a dog? I think that's a dog. I'm pretty sure. I'm 75% sure that that's a dog in your profile picture. I'm sorry if I've messed that up, but it's very cute. Also, thank you for becoming the 433rd member. Love the support on the channel. I used to love McDonald's, but now I hate it because I'm addicted to expensive muck food. Yeah, everyone has an equivalent food that's just like, you know, the word guilty pleasure is exactly that, right? Like, you know that soon you will regret having done this, but right now it feels oh so good. And meeting old friends is kind of that. Like, if an old friend ran into my door just now and was like, oh, hey, I'd have a chat with him for an hour. And then I'd be like, oh, I was working on that Minecraft ideas video that everyone said they wanted. Because it's been on my mind for so long. Even though I'm not sure how people react to it. So I don't know if I should be spending my time on it. But I really want to anyway, because it's a fun idea. But anyway, like, afterwards I'd be like, yeah, I could have watched a few episodes. Could have played some halves. I could have played some Minecraft. Could have done some work on that video. Could have done some work on this, done some work, air quotes, on this island. You know, like, all those other things. It's choosing between all the things in your life. Like, life is a trade-off between lots of different things. You can't do everything at once. Some people will try to convince you they can do everything at once. But funnily enough, the people that try to convince you that are the people that do, like, the fewest things at once. They're like, well, I mean, I don't have anything in order because someone else hasn't done everything. And if they can't do everything, I can't do anything. Checkmate, world financial system. Also, Jonathan Wisnan, I love your giant fish emoji. Big fish. Who else paid $8 in shipping for the long boy and doesn't regret it, says Cryptic Rat. You're going to regret it even less when it arrives in... What's the shipping update right now? February to March, I want to say. Like like a month away. I'm excited for them. Like, they're almost all made now. They're like, they wait for all of them to be made so they can ship them on the same day, so they can all try to arrive on the same day. It's a whole weird coordinated thing. But I like it because it means everyone gets them at the same time. It's not like, oh yeah, you got yours now, but they're waiting till then. It's a fun system. Also, what do you think of how school's being done right now, says Alex Robertson. I think it's, like, widely accepted that it's not good, right? But is it better than no school? Maybe? No, I'm a little torn. I do think that, like, I genuinely think, depending on your type of school, like, to me, I've always been very anti-school, let's call it. I think there is a lot of good learning that happens in school. I think there's a lot of not good learning that happens in school. And so I think recreating the learning, like, if they use this as an opportunity to say, hey, learn what you like, that's, you know, like, this could be the opportunity where people realize, like, oh yeah, it's so nice. If some of those people use it to play games, sure, you'd learn it. You know, like, people won't just do nothing for 2 months, right? In the UK, that's how long schools are shut for, at least. Like, there is I think the best thing would be like, yeah, let's just... But, like, there is, like, studies that show, like, yeah, you miss some school, and it's got some detrimental effects. Because for some people, that is the only source of learning they can get and can have access to. But then for those people, it'd be like, can't we work out, like, a specific way to encourage those people to learn? You know, it's like the whole, like, teach a person to fish. Like, you know what? Let's teach people to fish. You know, even literally, you want to learn how to fish? That's a good use of your time, in my opinion. I think there's a I think that the traditional schooling system is not without its merits, but it's also not without its downsides. It's very plentiful downsides that maybe we don't talk about as much because, like, you know, like, again, school is a daycare first and foremost, and right now people want to, like, people are agitating that, like, oh, this school is so bad, we should go back to when it was a daycare and the kids didn't bother me all day because I hate my children so much. Why did I have them? Why did I not leave on the midnight train? I could have done it. I could have made it out. I had the opportunity, but I did the right thing, and I married her, and I decided to keep the kid. They said I'd love it. They said that I'd grow to enjoy this bag of this little alien that's in my house. I don't enjoy it. Why is it here? Why is it ruining my life? Then that's what people get. Wait, also, are these on the wrong sides? Like, this is 2 blocks away on this side. On this side, 1. Oh no, it's 2. Okay, we got this. We built an entire tunnel, huh? Should we make some more things out of slabs? I kind of want to. There's no good reason to. But, like, if we can do it without, like, messing anything up anyway, we could make, like, more things on top of this. I reckon we should. Any other fun little things, like IBX? Yeah, let's have, like, IBX written up here as well. Just, like, some little Easter eggs for people looking for them, you know? If you don't enjoy your hobbies, you shouldn't keep them. There's a lot of societal pressure for you to keep a child, even if you don't enjoy it, because, you know, like, separating children from parents is generally seen as a bad thing. That's what they tell me, at least. You know, wrongfully or rightfully. They do say it's a no bueno. So, reconfirmed, Toycat should be serialized. And let's talk again on one of what's clearly a percentage for the world who likes school. Yeah, exactly. Like, you have got the ideal school experience, but most people do not. And that's the... It kind of comes down to, like, force. Oh, it looks so weird under here. Oh, I don't like that. Anyway, so, yeah, I think, yeah, let's have, like, IBX, but written, like... Because this is closer to that end than this end. So let's have IBX over here. Lots of hormonal pressure to care for them, too. I mean, I'm sure that's true, but since I have no experience of it, I'm just going to assume that it's not. So we'll write I over here. Is that an evenly spaced eye? That's an evenly spaced eye. So just down, 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 down. Should we go over wide eye? We'll go over small eye. Actually, no, we need a wide eye because the B's can be impossible otherwise. Do. Oh, God, that's incorrect. That's fine. I already know a couple of programming languages, but me and my friends are going to use the time to learn more. There's C#, MEX64, and Massive. See, like, that's... I think people who want to learn have a natural affinity for it, and people who don't want to learn don't have a natural... I don't know, there's an interesting, like, thing about... school should be about finding the spark for you to want to learn yourself. That's my opinion as someone who obviously doesn't have an interest in school being a daycare. If you do have children and want it that way, of course, I understand that, like, yeah, you know, it sure does suck how you have to look after children all day, every day, etc. Would sure be great if there was a place that could do that for you. Okay, so is this what a B looks like? Oh, God. I guess we do a lowercase b. No, it's got to be an uppercase B. So, like, there, inwards, there. Is this a B chat, in your opinion? Does it need to be wider? I can see that being wider. And now the X, which is going to be the very worst bit. So, easy enough to do. We just block there. Block there. 3 blocks in the center. Nah, yeah. You know, it's definitely an X. It's going to be a place where you actually learn something useful, says Lucas Burton. See, but how do you make that happen the easiest way? Like, that's the question, right? Like, because the best schooling happens one-to-one. It's generally said, and like, e-teaching can kind of do that in a way, but also not really. The best form of teaching is like you have one teacher, one student, one person who's there to like, and they can shape it with you. But they can't really do that so much when it's a class of 30 people. And also there are some children who are just there trying to cause a rack because they need attention, because they don't get it otherwise. They've got some behavioral problems or... Also, where are they... Okay, you know what, chat? Tell me what happened. How did all these Endermen spawn? Does anyone have any idea? Because I have no idea. Let's think about this. Let's go logically. Where could they have spawned in? I genuinely don't see where. Oh, and we looked at them now. Oh, that's the worst. That's the thing we don't want to do. Okay, we're good. Let's just slide. Oh, God. Hey, thank you, Pluto. Have I heard of Sudbury schools? I'm going to Google them. Because I've heard of lots of the alternative school systems, but I don't know what they're called. Sudbury schools are K-12 where students have complete responsibility for their own education, and the school is run by a direct democracy in which students and staff are equal citizens. See, like, that sounds really good in a type of theory. Like, imagine why would you want to be a teacher at that sort of school? So, de-emphasize of classes, there's no curriculum for required courses. Instead, learner interest guides things, with students studying what they want to study. There are generally no classrooms, just rooms where people choose to congregate. Age mixing, autonomous democracy. I would love to know, people who went to these, like, take that selection, how well do they do on average in society? I guess you wouldn't be able to, they're probably generally in wealthier areas, because, like, that doesn't work in most parts of... Like, you need a certain level of discipline built in before that works. Because even though... You know, like, most people can... Learning to self-discipline is something you get at some point, but you don't have that K to 12. Age 5, I didn't have the self-discipline of what to choose to learn. Like, it'd be so weird, like, growing up in a society that's effectively different to the societies all around you. Also, let's see if Endermen still spawn. I'm gonna just stand here. How do they appear sometimes in giant quantities, and then they're just not there other times? It's to assume children are naturally disciplined. Like, I do think that you can... I don't know. I think some children must be, right? And I think by age 12, you should be. You should be able to be naturally disciplined enough to select your own thing. Because I also think there's also a thing like, if you're at school, learning is more interesting than sitting there doing nothing. If you have a phone or something, like, you know, right now, let's see what's on the let's play some dumb phone app, or let's go on the Reddit, or like, let's see what else is happening here. Also, hey, Kristen Maynard, thank you for buying. Oh yeah, I made a merch line, like my assistant made merch, but she never made one of the like she made 2 pieces, but one of them never worked, and we just never fixed it. And you got the one that did work, and you are the first person to ever own that shirt, and probably the last. Can you confirm? Are you a Big Mac gobbler or no? Gonna have to Google Big Mac gobbler now too. Big Mac gobbler. Oh, it's not a real phrase. Ah, disappointing me. Tokaz, yes, says Kristen Maynard. Thank you. I hope you enjoy your one-of-a-kind shirt. Why do you place cola on the wall? Just to break it up, you know? Just for some fun. Now it's a cave. This is a stream. We all know Harrison's your assistant. I wish Harrison was my assistant. I should fire my assistant and hire Harrison instead. I'm just kidding. Don't tell her, Harrison. Don't tell her. That's called group spawning. But like, it happened and then not again. Whatever. Let's go back to the main island. Let's get some stone things, some stone slabs. So primary education stay the same as secondary education be a mass boat hole. After GCSE, it's not much problem because you pick the subject. Yeah, I really liked like GCSE level was dumb because like there were the subjects I picked and had some enjoyment for, and then there were subjects where I was like, I don't enjoy these, but I have to do them anyway. It was like, this seems a bit bizarre. I like the idea of A levels. So, like, okay, you know, in the UK there's something called A levels. I realize I'm talking about like when you turn 18 when you turn 16 in the UK, you stop being forced to do any subject and you pick entirely for yourself. And then if you don't want to go to lessons, no one cares. There's no mandate. Actually, I think now there is mandatory attendance, but it's not really mandatory because it's like you have to be in the school some amount of the time. But like if you don't show up X amount of time before you're 16, you'll Ooh, that was scary. Maybe I should finish up the other side of these end rods, huh? I was just grabbing something out my ticket. I found something in my pocket and I was like, huh, what's that? That was scary. Okay, so let's go back up. Also, you can see that... Oh, that was clearly made from half slabs because you can see the light through there. That's so weird. Ooh, so scary. Have you done your survival realm video yet? I did that just before the live stream. So if you haven't sent... One sec. I thought you knocked on the door, sorry. It's okay. Is the age of majority in the UK 16? Age of consent is, but I'm worried that that's something... No, you're an adult at 18 in the UK, but you used to be able to leave school at 16. Now you can't. But anyway, you leave. See, they're spawning over here. Oh, they're probably spawning on that island over there and then teleporting over here, because there's so few light places they can spawn. Okay, I'm gonna make sure my elytra has durability. I'm gonna fly around, and I'm gonna light up these islands right here. It's no good having non-lit islands. Anyway, so yeah, so the way it works here is when you turn that age, you stop having to like turn up to subjects. But yeah, you know, it's like on you. Your parents can enforce that on you or whatever, but they're not gonna get fined. So like they usually don't care so much. And so the first time I did it, I just realized like, oh, I can just not show up to lessons if I'm not feeling it. And even then, I still chose to go to most of them. But every now and then, I'd be like, I just won't do that. And obviously, at some point, I was like, this is such a great power. And I just stopped going in some days. I just kept being like, oh, yeah, I don't have to go in today. Because, yeah, there's something. And I just would make up reasons to not go. And it'd be great. And I was like, wow, I can not do education. I'm not actually mischievous. I just stole the name. Long-time viewer. But anyway, whole-ish it. You said, oop, like QXC. I'm so confused. Like, so I guess that's the interesting thing about, I guess that's the interesting thing is you can just pretend to be anyone on the internet. On YouTube, there's nothing stopping you from having the same username as someone else. And the same is true for Streamlabs. The only way to really know is the tone of the message. I'd love to have a situation where it's like, no, they're the real one. Like, I was the real mischievous, I just got you. Or vice versa. But I feel like, see, that's the interesting thing. Like people like Mischievous are recognizable because of the pattern of it. It's like, yep, every stream you see something has no message attached. They're just like, hey, like this. Here's a tip, and it's interesting to spot. Okay, have we lit these up enough? I'd say we probably have. Okay, we're good. We're good. I kind of want to cover these in ore now. It's such a dumb idea, but I want to do it. Have a little redstone island. Also, doesn't the tunnel look so cool from this angle? Okay, can we just say, cool tunnel, right? I like it. I enjoy this a lot. But yeah, like for the most part, no one wants to. I think it's cool that anyone ever gets to the stage where they have people who want to impersonate them. Anyway, yeah, let's finish up this tunnel. Oh, we're too close this way. Oh, the creeper logo is the thing that lets the light through. That makes some sense. So just finish these up with little half slabs. So from the bottom you can't even tell, besides the glowing of the light maybe. Oh my god. It looks amazing. Where does the ice path lead? It leads to my end village. A very useful, don't question it, build in Minecraft. Do you think the new UI will be close to the legacy UI? I think I want to talk about the UI and Q&A because we saw a tiny screenshot of it this week that I think is super exciting. I don't know if I'll do. I don't know if I'll do a Q&A, but if I do, look, it says IBX now. I feel like we need to have a thing here too, right? Probably. Is this a better B? Yeah, that's a better B, I'd say. Nice. What's your opinion on mental health disorders, depression, anxiety, etc.? Not good. We should minimize. We should try not. We should try to solve. We should try to treat them as best we can. Yeah. That's what I get here with his hot takes. What I'm gonna do also is I'm gonna have a little like miniature roof over here. And then just like 3 more. Okay, does that add or remove from the tunnel? Let's find out. I'd say that removes from the tunnel. What do you reckon, chat? Adds or removes? Why is there 1 block between the I and the B, but 2 blocks between the B and the X? How dare you? Nah, that's perfect. That is exactly perfect. Worst B. Oh, I didn't realize. I like it more, but you know, we can go back and fix that. Yeah, personally, I don't like this. Yeah, removed. I agree. It definitely removes more than it adds. Someone in chat asked if they are spawning on the peace sign. They asked if they're spawning on the peace sign. They asked if they are spawning on the peace sign. Nope, not sure. Not sure what the response to that is meant to be. Oh, we're losing so many stone slabs forever. Oh, it's gone. Oh, and it's gone. The B is better now than before. Most people agree that was gone. And the B also, you know, let's not think about the B thing. So, we can move the I 1 block to the left. Yeah, let's do that. That's the easiest. Oh, no, it's not that easy to do. The Enderman is spawning on your peace sign. Oh, there we go. I get it. Right. There. I don't know, like, someone asked if... Okay, wait, chat. So, I've got... This is the... Near the end of the live stream. But now is my opportunity to mention this. Yeah, we need to put torches. So I'll put them on this side so they don't interfere with the way in. Like, just torch there. Torch there. That should be enough light. So, like, that's 14. This is... Okay, that's 13. This is 12. 11, 10. 9, 8. So this is 6, but then from that, it's like 13. Okay, yeah, everything's lit up perfectly. That should be 100% no spawning. I would be shocked to learn anything else. So I need to go get some grass and we can finish this. So chat, would you like to know the interesting ambiguities of English? Have you been following the GameStop stock story? It's so interesting to me. Hey, thank you, Emma Swift. It's good to see you again. Okay, you know, I don't want to talk about it too much. Like, I've been resisting the urge to tweet all day. But I like that there is a, you know, like, one of the first rule of investing is don't invest what you can't afford to lose. If you can't afford to lose something, do not invest it. And And the interesting thing about almost every... The way that, like, normal stock buying works is you buy a stock, and then you can, you know, like, if the stock value goes to 0, you lose it. The worst that can happen is you lose the money you can put in. So the way people were shorting the GameStop stock, they were choosing to bet against it going down. The way they do this is they borrow a stock now. They borrow stock from someone and immediately sell it. So if the stock's $10, they borrow that stock and sell it. And then they agree to pay back the person their stock that's being borrowed in, you know, say, 2 weeks' time. And they bet that the value difference there will be so extreme. Oh, I'm here again. That's nice. They bet the value difference will be so extreme they'll make money. If it's gone down to $5, they can buy that stock back for $5. They've made a $5 profit because they're paying you back for something that they got $10 for, but now they're only getting $5. But the thing about shorting is it has, like, infinite downside. Like, if the stock goes up to $15, you've lost $5. If the stock goes up to $400, you've lost $390. And if, for instance, you didn't just put in 1 share, you put in 1 billion shares. There's not 1 billion shares, but you put in 1 million shares. Then you had $10 million in there that could have gone down to 0 if you bought stocks, but you bet against it. You tried to drive this stock price down, and so when, like, that is a very risky move to put millions behind a company's stock going downwards. And you know that with every stock, it can go up and it can go down. That is, like, the #1 rule that they teach. That is everyone's first rule that you learn. You can't get anywhere in stocks without learning first that, like, oh yeah, it can go up, it can go down. And so you learn. It can go up, it can go down. You're like, okay, that's useful to know. I'm glad that's in my head. There are, like, genuine mega hedge funds that are learning again for the first time this week. Stocks can go up and stocks can go down. It turns out it's not just one direction. They can, in fact, go in 2 directions. But this is shocking. This is a problem. I hate that it's working against us. And rather than closing their positions, they're like being exposed to this infinite risk. They could have. Anyway, basically, I like that. I like when people are, like, taught a lesson that it's like that whole hypocritical thing where, like, like whenever you find that someone who's, like, violently anti-gay is like, oh yeah, they're actually, like, secretly, like, doing that in their private life. It's like when you finding out that someone is a hypocrite, like, oh, you said that, like, don't invest what you can't afford to lose when normal people lost money. But now that you're losing money, it's like, oh, this is some market manipulation or something. So that's the GameStop thing. People have just been buying a bunch of stocks, exposing these people to infinite downside. And because they've been buying so much and not selling it, they can't buy the stocks back that they borrowed from someone else. It's very interesting, but I would even go as far as to say amusing. And I've been enjoying watching the GameStop fiasco. I will say. I've been enjoying it a lot. So, yeah, I wanted to say that thank you for the tip. And also, I've been so fascinated by the GameStop thing, and I'm glad that you've been too. Because it's one of those interesting cases where, like, yep, like, it's so unanimously agreed that, like, yeah, this is there's only, like, a few major, like, mainstream people being like, but what about the hedge funds? Will anyone think about them? And it's like, it's very funny. GameStop crisis. And now, from now on, when people make investments, they will be safe with them. Like, people making dumb risks is what leads to a lot of the world's problems, I would say. A lot of the world's problems. So, yeah, I hope I didn't dive too deep into financial derivatives and all that stuff. But yeah, the way shorting works is you buy a stock now, you borrow a stock now, and then you buy it back later, hoping the price has gone down so you make a difference. And shorting isn't inherently bad. People need to do that, I would say. Like, there needs to be someone who makes money from a stock going down. We can't all just be like, yeah, that's going to go up forever. But when people decide to do it in an excessively big bet, that's, like, when you make an investment right now, be aware it can go to 0. You are probably aware of that as someone who does not own stock. And now we're informing that maybe hedge funds should do the same too. And that's nice. I don't really know what a hedge fund is. See, it's one of those like big buzzwords. It's like stock where everyone likes just like, yeah, I know this. Like, oh, I know about derivatives. Toy cat. You don't have to tell me about what that means, or you don't have to tell me about the like about equity and base rates and what that means. I'm of course an expert, but like for everyone else, could you please explain? Yeah, I wish more people would say that. Just be like, yeah, I'm not really familiar with it, so yeah. Rather than being like, yeah, down the hedge funds. What's a hedge fund? Is it so like it's like a company? They make hedges, and so hedges are a really successful product. So they've sold so many hedges, they have a lot of money now, and so they've been investing that money, and they call it their hedge fund because they got it from the things. Also, hey, thank you. I'm not Russian. Yep. Thank you for becoming a cheap cat. But yeah, I hope that. Also, by the way, thank you for becoming not just any cheap cat, the 434th cheap cat. Oh, not cheap cat. 424th channel member. Thank you to everyone who's become a channel member over the lot. We've gone from just under 400 to 434 before the end of January. Actually, wait, January. Okay, thank you so much. My stream crashed, like as I was doing the outro for the video. You know what? Where am I? I am nowhere to be found. No, thank you so much for coming along to today's live stream. We finished the project, and now we can move on to greener pastures, or more rather sandier pastures, because the next project, it's over there. It's happening soon. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this live stream. Oh, I hope you enjoyed this, and thank you so much for everyone who's become a member recently. We hit 434, and it means a lot to me that all of you have decided to become members of this channel. And yeah, I hope to hit 500 members. Like, I don't think we've ever gone to 500. We've always gone. 400 has been like the rough peak. Can we get more members? This is my drive, my begging. If you begging, you know, yeah, I'll beg. Do you want me to beg? Would that make you happy? It would? Okay, that's fine. Thank you for watching this video, because I'll see you tomorrow for a fun video. Maybe. Don't die in a house fire. You either. Where are all these Endermen spawning from? I'm genuinely confused now. Does anyone have the slightest of clues? Is it just too dark towards the edges? Where are they spawning, chat? What's your best theory? Let me know in the comments of the live stream. Yeah, if I see comments about anything else, I'll know you didn't watch this all the way. Thank you for watching, and I'm gone. Let's just do Toy Cat Drinks Water, the live stream, while I watch Enderman spawn and get increasingly frustrated. Oh, I guess these blocks here could be spawning them because they're like top blocks. So we got to place like one there, and then like one here and one there. Yeah, sure. As well as one over here and here. And then one there, why not? Okay, that is every block I can see. Oh, I did that wrong. Let's go. Let's see if they despawn and never come back. Ba 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 ba. Bum, bum, ba, bum. Water's good and you should drink more. I'm gonna go get more water to drink. Yep, it's still spawning anyway. It's a big problem. Okay, see you tomorrow. Or you can go back to any of my past videos